Hello world, I was Syncretez coming to you live, and today was our public launch, and I want to dedicate a video to showcase gratitude, talk about what's next, how things went, and what are going to be the actionable steps on our side. So first and foremost, we're extremely proud of our supporters, our mentors, and our believers. And as of now, I think we have around 42 mints, around 24 owners, and we're proud of that. And I know in contrast and relativeness, that's fairly low in the NFT spectrum, right? When collections drop, people are used to selling thousands of units, a lot of hype and buzz going on within the project and so on. But in our process, it's relatively low, but we're totally fine with that. In early January, I wrote an article talking about the concept of slow growth. And I knew that we were going to have a different outcome compared to, we could say, FOMO-based projects. But what we want to focus on is recruiting the right demographic, the right believers. And the concept for this is mercenaries versus missionaries. So mercenaries can be gravitated for quick, easy interest and excitement, where missionaries are harder to find, but they truly believe on the longevity of the impact. The story is with missionaries that would travel across the world to deliver the message of the church or whatever aspect. Now, we're not the exact same venture, but we are the believers. The missionaries are the ones that believe in the project, are very early, and they know that the process is going to be a long time, but it's going to be worthwhile. So with our early believers, we're extremely grateful. It truly means a lot to get the support and to start building. Going live, it moved the project from conception to being on the blockchain, and that's a huge milestone. And this leads to what's next. Well, this is where the fun is going to begin, because now we have something out there, and it's time to start getting the right eyeballs and to start scaling it further. So here's what we have in mind. And also very important, keep in mind that holders will get access to a room in the Discord, emails, and other forms of CRM to communicate with us, because we're really going to be coordinating the next steps together. We're going to get input from the users, see what's the best output, and work towards that collectively. So, excuse me, the next step, it's going to be fairly simple and actionable quite easily, which is connecting with education folks. So these are going to be people that are already in the space, have a community, have exposure, and we're going to essentially go with the focus of collabing or getting exposure to merge communities. And the benefit of this is that these people already have affinity with what we're trying to do. It's not going to be aimed like at a randomness project. What we want to do is make sure that the people we collab and coordinate with are in a similar spectrum, and they have already built their following, and where it's going to be a bridge of collabing and exposure of strong affinity, strong relatedness. And of course, every project can be different, but those that can resonate with what we're building will be able to see what we got going on. And if we do a good enough job, they're going to be joining on our side. So this is going to help with brand recognition. We're doing a lot of community collaboration, thought leader recruitment as we start getting more and more exposure. If we get some influential people in the space to become learners, this will give us a lot of credibility, the cognitive bias, the authority bias. If more authority figures join the collection, the more impressive it'll be to the outsiders. But more importantly is the right influential people. We're not focused on sheer randomness. We want to do a calculated output where the coordination is with high affinity. And affinity, if you're not familiar with the word, actually learn it through Facebook ads. It's when there's a lot of similarities going on. And on top of that is, since we're in the education realm, as we get more and more, we'll be getting the respect in the education realm itself, kind of like what CryptoPunks did with cypherpunks, who were the libertarians, the technologists, the anarchists. CryptoPunks were like the revolutionary portrait identity, and those that were into that were idolizing the CryptoPunks, and we want to do something like that in the education space. So this is going to be probably the first step. It's quite easy, but in parallel, we're also going to be taking the next steps for utility in the roadmap. So one of the first things we're going to be doing is video courses, simply because they're fairly easy to execute, and they will be giving utility towards the collection. Because NFT holders, our holders, will get access to this curriculum for free. And we're going to be selling these courses at premium price to the public. So one of the courses we're going to create is a step-by-step process on how to launch an NFT collection. We empirically did it step by step. So we're going to showcase everything we learned. And if you're interested and you see like, oh, a course on how to launch an NFT collection by someone that's done it, people will be willing to pay for that. And public price could be very expensive. Say it's up to $1,000, which I think would be fair. Or you can just get the NFT, which is 0.05 to mint, and you get embedded into our ecosystem. You got skin in the game, and then you'll get access to this curriculum for free. And then all our ebooks, all of our resources will be free to our holders. So this creates a pipeline with an incentive to get the NFT rather than just to do a transaction. So really focus on utility for the collection, and there's going to be multiple courses coming along the way. I wrote a book called Everything You Need to Learn About Web3, and I went into the almost textbook level of all areas of crypto economics, monetary policies, mining, blockchains, and all heavier level conversations, but we'll be doing a course on that, and it'll be free to our users. So this also leads towards the long-term aspects of the roadmap. This is going to be essentially the easier step, but if we take a look at the roadmap on Lirners.com, there's going to be other areas to implement, and one of the core areas is going to be with Learneo. So with Learneo, this is going to be the bigger project. Then our North Star is focused on tokenomics and the protocol of proof of education. Now, these projects are heftier in scope. A big part of launching the collection was to be able to build a community, get feedback on the conceptual side from the get-go. And when we start pushing our MVP, minimal viable product, we have users and we have people involved already, and we can start fostering a growth in the ecosystem already before we even announce it to the public. So I will be dedicating a lot more time to write the proof of education white paper because it's going to be essentially the reference of where we're trying to build. And once the white paper is written, it will be translated into code and into processes to make sure that the smart contracts will work with the blockchain to do the step-by-step processes that we want to do. And not to keep the video too long, but I would dedicate a full video on what proof of education is. And the benefit of all this is that if you're a holder, we're going to be extremely transparent on what we're building. You'll get first glimpse at the white paper. If we're focused on raising capital, we'll share the deck, we'll share with investors we're meeting with, we'll share with the feedback they give us, because we're truly going to be building in public, and we're going to be collaborating and working with our holders. So once again, thank you so much. I want to keep the video short, so I'll conclude here, but we're extremely grateful. This is the first step. You know, everything is based on relativeness, and in my opinion, we did a successful launch, and it's now to do the hard work to start scaling, get verification on the market, prove that this isn't just a quick project. We're here for the long term, and we're focused on education, which is extremely challenging to get into in the first place, but we're the missionaries for this vision, and we're going to be building it together. Okay, so thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed, and it's time to build. Let's get to it.